All right, this is the VGT actuator for the Cummins L9s. We've had a series of these, this particular bolt seizing, causing problems with excessive repair times to remove the bolt, also core damage, which was resulting in not a return in the core. These other bolts, mounting bolts, three other mounting bolts, are all cased in. So the corrosion that gets into them is not as excessive. However, this bolt is open to the atmosphere. So the corrosion builds up mainly in here and also in where it mounts to the actual turbo. So the great care needs to be taken when removing this bad boy. One of the key things to worry about when you're taking these things out is using the proper hex size and making sure that this hex socket here is thoroughly cleaned so we can get the socket into its full depth and gets a good amount of traction when we're trying to remove the bolt. Because the longer we can use this hex socket in its entirety, the better off we'll be. When the sector shaft is leaking, it will leak oil, and so the oil will get into the internals of the VGT actuator, and it will have intermittent communication faults or abnormal update codes like this one. Also, sometimes the coolant side seal will fail and it will fill this cavity with coolant as well, which will do basically essentially the same thing. It just gets inside the internals of the actuator and it will fail. Lots of penetrant. I will warm this section of the housing, and I will warm where it mounts into the turbo assembly itself. If there's a little bit of protrusion of this bolt when it goes through the turbo housing, if I can get a wire wheel on that or some Scotch-Brite, I will clean the corrosion off. That will make the bolt coming through the turbo housing a lot easier. But yeah, I'll supply a little bit of heat to this, a little bit of heat to the turbo housing, and I will tap this location here because of the dissimilar metals, it will get a lot of corrosion buildup inside this housing. And then it's just about being patient and working it back and forth until it comes out.